Teachers of Reddit. What is the most legendary thing the weird kid ever did in your classroom? I'll go first. I had a student in my 10th grade history class who was incredibly shy and had some special needs. She rarely spoke and tried her best to blend into the background. One afternoon, while the room was dead silent during a midterm essay, she accidentally let out an absolute thunderclap of a fart. It wasn't a squeaker. It was loud, echoes off the walls type of loud. The girl froze. Her face went from pale to a deep, painful purple in approximately 3 seconds. You could see the tears welling up in her eyes as she realized every single head had turned toward her. The popular kids in the back started sniffing the air dramatically. One guy started to point and open his mouth to say something that would have probably ruined her social life for the next 3 years. I was scrambling for a way to distract them, but I wasn't fast enough. However, the weird kid of the class was. His name was Toby. Toby wore a trench coat in July and spent most of his time drawing detailed maps of imaginary planets. He was the kid everyone usually ignored or whispered about. Before anyone could utter a word of mockery, Toby suddenly slammed his palms onto his desk. He leaned back, looked the popular kids dead in the eye, and let out a sequence of farts that sounded like a motorcycle starting up in a library. It was a performance. It was art. It was undeniably the loudest thing I have ever heard a human body produce in a professional setting. The classroom erupted. The focus shifted instantly. The popular kids weren't laughing at the shy girl anymore. They were absolutely losing their minds at Toby. One kid actually fell out of his chair. Another had to step into the hallway because he was gagging and laughing at the same time. The tension in the room vanished, replaced by pure, unadulterated chaos. Toby just sat there with a blank expression, as if he'd simply checked the time. He took the heat, the jokes, and the disgust of the class with total nonchalance. While the rest of the class was distracted by the toxic cloud Toby had supposedly created, I saw the shy girl look over at him. She was no longer crying. She looked at him with pure, silent gratitude. Toby didn't even look back. He just picked up his pencil and went back to drawing his planetary maps. At the end of the period, as everyone was rushing out to tell the rest of the school what Toby had done, the girl paused by his desk. She whispered a very soft, "Thank you." Toby didn't make it a moment. He just shrugged, adjusted his trench coat, and said, "I had to let it out anyway." He spent the rest of the year being known as the Gas King, but he didn't care. He had saved that girl's dignity, and he did it by becoming the villain of the story. Toby, wherever you are, you're a legend.